Here's a video review of the puzzle alarm clock I just got in the mail. If you're like me, I'm a pretty heavy sleeper, and even though my alarm clock is on the other side of the room, I wake up in my zombie mode. I take the covers off, I walk over to the alarm clock, I hit snooze, and I get right back into bed. So what I needed was an alarm clock to, get me out of Walking Dead mode and get my mind in the right spot to wake up, not get back into bed, and get into the shower. So I decided that this would be the best way to get my mind working in the morning and get me out. But unfortunately, it's a piece of garbage, and I'll explain in another minute or two. Let me take it out of the box here. Okay. So it kind of looks like a kid's toy, and right now it's set to go off in another minute. It's set to 3:40, and you'll see why it doesn't work so well, or at least not as advertised. They advertise it so that you must put the pieces back in until to make the clock stop. As you can see, the alarm will not stop until you fix the puzzle. But you'll see exactly why that isn't exactly honest slogan. It should be going off in another minute or so. It doesn't plug into the wall, runs on batteries, which is actually a good thing, because if it annoys you and you couldn't figure it out, you could always just rip it out of the wall. There's the alarm. Not very loud. There's a little speaker on the bottom. But here's why. You just pick the pieces off. As you can see, they don't fly very far. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the piece here and put it right back into its little dock here and push down. And you can see that it actually pushes down the button. But the biggest flaw here is that you can actually just do this and just push the buttons with your hand. That combined with the fact that the pieces don't go very far. As you can see, this triangle went about 1 inch away, and this over here. It just really isn't an effective alarm clock in the morning, especially when you get frustrated with it. You can just click the buttons down and it turns off the alarm. So really, it isn't much of a puzzle alarm clock as it is an alarm clock with 3 off buttons. Ways that could fix it is maybe make the piece have like a magnet in it, so it actually sets off a sensor rather than just a big button that you can push with your hands. Or instead of just a giant button, make a button with a hole in it and then put a pin on the bottom, so you can't just push it with your fingers and you have to actually take the pin and click it down. But the way that it's designed right now, it's just completely flawed, and you can trigger it with your fingers. Not very good, definitely not as advertised, and not something that I would purchase again. It lists for about $20, but it really isn't worth $2. Just because it isn't as advertised, and it's just not a very good alarm clock in general, even if you're just using it for its alarm clock. So it's definitely pass on this. It's made by Island Dogs, and I'm going to go ahead and write them an email now and let them know how I feel about their product. Thanks.